We are your
Uncensored Bros.
All right, guys, we're back again with the Uncensored Bros.
Uncensored.
My name is Jayden.
And my name is Lionel Richie.
And Pinche Abram is back.
I'm back. Last week we had one hashtag for Pinche Abe. So congrats.
Get 2 this week.
Let's get 2 this week. If we can get 4, I will do a cartwheel on video. I will
backflip. He'll do a full backflip on video.
Okay, a cartwheel I can actually do, but I'll attempt a backflip. I'll attempt it.
I like that. And also, I said like a million times again, I'm really going to stop. I promise.
I also said like a lot as well. We're fixing on that. We're working on just getting rid of filler words altogether.
Altogether, we're just going to have a good conversation. And we'll keep this one a little less time and kind of see how it goes. We had like 50-50 on longer and shorter podcasts.
We had a lot of people that say they liked it. They listened it throughout the week. They listened through work. We have a lot of people that said, "Oh, I wish you could just do," And so it's a big mixed reviews. But hey, if you have an opinion, if you have any suggestion for us, do not be afraid to reach out. Especially on our Spotify, on our where you listen to our podcast, you can always input your questions, input your opinions, anything like that. Jade and I both read that every week.
Absolutely. All right, so let's start with the question I actually saw on Instagram.
Ooh, the question.
A couple nights ago.
The question of the day.
If you were to go inside a room and inside of that room was everybody you met in your life, who would be the first person you would walk up to? Again, this doesn't count if you went to a concert or if you've seen someone.
You have to actually have met them.
Shake their hand.
You introduce yourself, or they get introduced to you. They're someone tells them, "Hey, this is Abe," or "Hey, this is Jayden." So like, who in that room are you going up to first? And you think like you probably listen to this and you're like, "Oh, this question." No, but it like once you think about it, it's a
think
stumper.
about it. Like who's the first person you walk up to?
Like out of everyone in your life, who was the very first person that you've ever met that you just want to walk up to? It could be someone that you lost connection with. It could be someone that like a lost love. It could be someone that moved away a long time and you weren't able to, reconnect with them. It could be like for me a weird one. Like I was talking to Jayden because at first I said, "Oh, maybe Trippie Redd," but then we started talking about like we have to actually have met them. And so technically when I was 2 years old, I don't remember this, but I did meet my father when he ran into us in the bank. And so technically he'd be right there. And I can definitely say that I definitely thought about him going up to him first. Probably like I'm not trying to spill too much beans or anything. Like I've never met him. So that'd be like one of the people I'd probably go up to first. If not him, probably my grandfather. But
absolutely,
that's a thinker right there. Definitely
that is a thinker if you think about it for sure.
It gets you very deep in your feels.
It does.
Because it makes you like really just look back on who's been in your life.
And who you actually would like. Because I mean, dude, how many people I would actually talk to is crazy. But I think mine would be either Kyle from the Nelk Boys, just because I would want to talk to him about like business stuff. Mm-hmm. But if like I really think deep about it, I would talk to her.
Her?
I would talk to her.
The one from last week's podcast?
I think
Antelope?
I would want to. No. We won't get. But I would want to talk to her. Just to
yeah.
Yeah,
and I know where you talk. Like honestly, if I didn't think about my dad, about how I did, my next response was gonna be like her.
Yeah,
her, because like the one that she left. We all have that one. I don't care who you are. We all have that one person, one friend, one whatever that you're like, if they just didn't move away, or if I just didn't lose contact with them, or like, if I just, something could have happened. I don't care who you are. We all have one. Okay, you're not, unless you're a hermit crab. If you're a hermit crab, then please vote how many hermit crabs are listening to our podcast.
Or like going up to like your first like crush in like elementary school or something, But I wouldn't really need to talk to her. Like I wouldn't need to have a conversation. I would just be like, "Hey, Oh no. This
See,
is what
like-
you look like now?
Like the need thing is, it also came to me because that's why I thought my dad,
Yeah.
like that would be like a conversation because he'd be in that room. Another one would be her, just because she'd be in that room. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it'd be someone weird. This is like, did you ever have a bully in school?
I did.
Would
Yeah.
you? I don't know why. I think I would go up to them.
Well, if someone asked if I'd walk in a room and the first person I would punch in the forehead, it would be him.
See, my bully was weird. I had a really weird bully.
You were bullied by a girl, huh?
I wasn't bullied by a girl. I wish I was. No, I was bullied in Cali by this dude that was going through like a lot of like family abuse problems, and he just like he started gangbanging like really young.
Or you were bullied by a gangbanger.
Like he was a full-fledged blood by then, like 12.
That's kind of sick.
No, this wasn't here. This was in LA blood, like LA. So like if you're a blood you jump in and there's no jumping out ever. And so after that, like he bullied me for a little bit, but he also taught me how to fight. So it's a really weird relationship that I have with him. And then like the thing is like when after I moved here, and then I was 14 and I found out like I went to go visit, family in Cali.
Yeah.
I found out he died in juvie. He got shanked 17 times.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
That's
And
you know
a lot
what?
of stabbing stories.
He was
bro.
I unfortunately know a lot of sick people and people that have just been hurt a lot. And he unfortunately just fell into that system. That just he got in juvie, he talked too much crap, and there's always a bigger fish. Always.
It's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish, and I felt weird because yes, he bullied me, yes, he tormented me, but I still felt sad.
Yeah.
I felt a little like, wow, he's dead. So that'd be one maybe that I'd go up to. I would just want to see why. I would honestly, he'd always make up a reason, but I would honestly ask him like, why? Like, no hard feelings, no
Yeah,
nothing.
but you don't actually care now. Like it's
I
not
don't.
Like
I don't because it's like I had to deal with this when I was like 14, and I had a lot of those like unresolved issues for a bit, and I went to go talk.
Hey, stop saying like.
True. I had a lot of unresolved issues, so I went to talk to someone about it, a guidance counselor that helped me out a lot. She was really cool. She was my guidance counselor for junior high, and then she also became my guidance counselor for high school.
Sick.
Yeah, she was really
Therapy.
nice. She definitely helped me validate my feelings that even like I just, kind of another thing that we wanted to talk about was traumatic experiences. And that definitely was one of my very big ones.
Yeah.
And she helped me kind of realize that we feel a connection even if it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's some people that go through jail, right? And they're there for years. And once they get out, there's still days that they miss jail.
Yeah.
There's still some days that they miss whatever the situation is that was hurting them in the first place.
Right.
So she kind of just made me like, at first I thought I was a weirdo and a freak because I was thinking about, how sad I was that my bully died. But she just made me realize that I just was human and that I felt emotions and sympathy and that I was just sad that someone I know died. It was more like looking at it like that.
So wait, you went to her because he died? Because your bully died?
One of many reasons. Like, I said like again. So, one of the other reasons that I went was during this time, I was having a bunch of problems with school, just in general. Like I was having problems with my citizenship. I wasn't showing up the year before that much. Like I only showed up maybe, they counted like 28 days of the whole year. And then the rest of the time I'd be out of school. I'd be sloughing. I'd be doing whatever. And then other time, and then it was just another incident where a teacher had sent me to the principal's office 5 times that week. But she was fourth period. I had her A days and B days, and she was fourth period every day. So when she did, I just went home. and so other stuff like that. And so this kind of just, just when you talk to someone, it just kind of came up. And so that's why it wasn't real. It wasn't just because of that, but she just helped me talk through it.
Yeah. I mean, did she actually help you or?
Oh yeah, she definitely did. She definitely helped me talk through it, or at least being able to have a conversation about it,
That's nice.
without getting super angry or getting really defensive. And because it's kind of humiliating to talk about that.
It is.
It's kind of now that I'm older, I'm able to talk about it with much more control, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to talk about stuff like that, I don't think for anyone.
Yeah.
And so she really helped me being able to have that conversation without it being super weird and heavy and like awkward.
Right. I mean, the one thing that I kind of always wonder is how you can control depression, because I know that a lot of people might not support him, and nothing really said here, but there was a quote from like Andrew Tate or something, and he was like saying how like depression like isn't real, and that you can almost like control if you're depressed or not. And that comes with a lot of like of what you were saying when like those things that happen that like build your character. And I feel like that's like, I mean, that kind of just thought came to my head because you were talking about therapy. And a lot of people say that therapy is really needed, but sometimes I do like wonder in my head, like, is it just yourself giving you depression, or is it an actual disease?
I can see both ways, honestly. I can see
too.
it. I can see it from both ways because, growing up, especially in a Latin American household, like I said, even my even the females in our family looked at therapy as like quack medicine.
Yeah.
They said, why are you paying someone $200 to talk out your feelings? But the thing is, when people say that, okay, you're right in that sense, but then talk out your feelings for free now. Can you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people can say all they want, but doing is a different story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Actually conveying your feelings, writing them down, doing whatever exercises you need to do, and actually putting the work, you will see results. If you just go there and complain and just talk about your life, but not want to put in the work, it's just going to be like anything in your life. It's going to stay the same.
Yeah, that's very true.
But the other reason I see it as because you really are just talking out your feelings. You really are just changing your mindset. You really are just kind of working on yourself mostly. So I can also see it like the way that Andrew Tate was saying it, as it's not really a disease, but it's more like a different personality change or mindset change. But then explain suicide rates. Those are really high, especially in Utah.
They are really high.
We have really high suicide rates. In America, just in general, we have really high suicide.
It's because America's
depression.
stressful.
America's stressful and depressed, and we have really high rates on that. And so I can see both ways, but honestly, the best advice that I could give you, best advice for anyone, is find your own path. I know that sounds like I'm telling you nothing, but it really, you have to find what works for you. You just have to try and fail. Before I went to my guidance counselor or any sort of like therapist or therapy, I tried talking to, bishops, because I was a member of the church. I tried talking to teachers. I tried talking to an actual like service, doctors, stuff like that. I tried, just not thinking of that. I tried just doing I looked up YouTube videos and tried doing my own meditation and yoga and all this different stuff. And yeah, it's good to help you to get your mind off things.
Right.
But I honestly didn't see results with a lot of things that I had wrong with me, because I was a very angry kid. I was very it's even when I really wanted to follow the rules, if something small made me angry, I wouldn't. And so I was a very angry kid, very petty, and very my tolerance level wasn't high for anything, for anyone. And so I didn't really see a result until I started talking to like a therapist or like a counselor or stuff like that. I didn't really see a result until I started wanting to see a result, till I wanted to put in the work and change and stuff. So I feel like any method that you find, as long as it doesn't hurt anything or hurt anyone or yourself, can work if you put in the work for it,
100%. And I guess one of the things that I've used is like the gym. I use the gym a lot for like therapy and stuff. And I feel like it's a lot cheaper than therapy, which makes it a little better. We got some technical difficulties.
Sorry.
But anyways, so I've used the gym as like a lot of therapy, and it's been really good. And that's what I've used as like since forever. Like I don't know if I've actually ever been depressed. Like I mean I've been sad and I've been heartbroken, but I guess like I couldn't like ever know that like actual feeling of like, a lot of people go through that, and I bet it sucks. And I know that when people do go through that, they are very, very sad, and they probably go through so much inside of their head. And I would hate to go through that, but I've just always been like, not a gym bro, but I've always been in the gym or been in athletics and working on my brain. At one point, probably a couple months ago, I was doing like a lot of spiritual stuff. Super good. Did like a sound bath and like all this crazy stuff. Was writing down my like thoughts and journaling.
You were doing a lot of yoga. You were telling me that because
I was doing a lot of yoga.
You'd be hanging out with us at night, and then you'd be like, "Bro, I just journaled for like an hour," or like, "I just did this for," and that was good. I mean, you did. I don't know if you even noticed, but you were definitely shining brightly. Like I'm not saying you don't, now, but I definitely saw like, oh, yes. I saw that shine that you're trying to do better. So those are always good.
I mean, I felt this shine. I felt mentally stronger. I mean, I was like on a diet and all these things, but I just realized that like, I love that spiritual stuff was super fun and I love it and I do it anytime, but it just like wasn't me, you know what I mean? And I wanted to find me, and that definitely helped me find me. And what I wanted was like, I mean, I was still going to the gym and I want to read more and I want to journal more and all these things, and I want to find that routine again. But like ever since I've gotten this like a new job and stuff, I haven't been able to get to the right routine, because once I'm home from work, you only have so many hours of the day to actually do something.
And then you also have so much energy because you've been at work all day.
Yeah.
And
like, dude, I was like taking like cold showers, which was so healthy. I loved cold showers. I want to do those again. I only do those on the weekend now.
I did it all through summer, a cold shower, because I read something on this is a very interesting fact. Depressed people take hot showers every year. Cold, like warm showers, depressed people do. And so if you take a cold one, it just activates all your natural like endorphins in your body.
Cold showers were crazy.
Cold showers are crazy. So I took them all summer, but now that it's getting colder, I've been like warming up my showers more, dude. I can't do a cold shower. Like, just thinking about jumping, because I remember it'd be freezing. You know, you've done a cold shower. The first thing you do in your body is letting all that cold water hit you. It wakes you up and it's invigorating, but it's also...
It hurts.
But it's bad.
It makes you so mentally strong, so much like mentally stronger, because you just go through so much. Like in that moment, your brain just builds so fast. I definitely
feel because of that mindset, that now I have the mindset of like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to just jump in and just do it.
Yeah.
Because cold showers are just like that. You just have to think, it's cold, I don't care. Just do it, and then once you're doing it, you realize how much stronger you really are.
You build so much, but I definitely want to get back on that, like the journaling and the whole thing, because
would you do an ice bath, like a whole like ice submerged thing?
Yeah, I would. If I had an ice bath, I would do it every day. But working 9 to 5, dude, it's like you don't
makes it
have an
hard.
actual schedule.
It
You know
makes
what I mean?
you
Like,
very
I mean,
hard.
you have a schedule, but it's like because like 9 to 5s can go like longer or they can go shorter. So you never set to an exact schedule.
No, and then life is never set to an exact schedule.
Not at all.
So not only are you dealing with the uncertainty of, oh, I might be out of 5 or earlier or later, you're also dealing with the uncertainty of like, I have to do this after work. I have to go to this court after work. I have to pay. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but me and Jayden, we're adults and we pay bills. So we car insurance, rent, food, water, trash, gas. So, and if we don't pay bills, we don't get to have nice things like this. Pay by bills, all of this. So it's like, so right after you have a certain amount of time at work, you're coming out and you have to think, oh crap, I have to pay my insurance today, or I won't have insurance, or crap, I have to pay my heat today, I won't have heat. So
Yeah.
That's very understandable why it's been difficult to kind of build a routine, because life is just very unpredictable in general.
Yeah, and going to the gym. I mean, I have like a short gym kind of schedule right now. I probably am like an hour and a half at the gym, but even then,
Just build
like,
up from that.
school.
Just kind of take it like, don't try to build a whole schedule. Because I've always been that person to try things and I'll do things when they work all the time.
Right.
But if I'm seeing I'm struggling, then that's when my brain just kind of goes crazy and does, what if I just try this way? What if I try this angle? So I've definitely been the person to write out the schedules. And kudos to people that can work like that. I just can't.
I can't. I mean, I can. Like, I feel like I can, but it's just like, it's like boring. It's like boring
it's
life.
boring. When
when you're exact scheduled, you're
I feel like I can too. And building up a routine is very important. But I also naturally built in like just natural go with the flowness. That's how I like to call it.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I put it into, I'm just gonna go with what happens.
Unless I'm on vacation.
Okay, and then I'm on vacation. That's a different.
When I'm on vacation, dude, I'm like so like, oh, this has to go this way. This has to go this way.
See,
I'm
totally different on vacation. You see me on vacation.
Yeah, because I run your schedule on vacation. Like, you know what I mean?
You do.
Because
but in
I'm
vacation mode, I am so like carefree.
Most
like,
people are, dude. I just get this like urge to I
no,
need
but that's why I
it to
love
go
vacationing
perfect.
with you, bro. Because I know that if I vacation with Jayden, he's gonna make sure we get everything done, and he always does. We went camping this summer. He was like, I went into carefree mode, and he was like, Abe, you're driving with me. Abe, we're gonna do this. Abe, we have this. Abe, help me with that. Abe, come on, go. Like, it was perfect. Abe, we're gonna fish. I was just with him the whole time, and I said, I'm like, I don't care who I'm driving with, as long as Jayden's in the car, because the boy runs my schedule. And we slept in the same tent. We had everything set up. It was perfect. I would literally just go right back into like carefree mode. Then Jayden would be like, Abe, I need help with this. All right. Okay, I'm cool. Bet. So no, that's why I definitely love vacationing with you. You probably don't love vacationing with me.
I mean, you're like my entertainment. Like, I love vacationing with you. So like,
with no TV, you got Abe. You got
yeah,
Abe
when you have
stream.
no TV, you have Abe, and like anywhere you take Abe, it's like fun. Like you can be fishing, and Abe will make an awful joke, and it will make you laugh. Or Abe will do something that's like absolutely stupid, and it will make you laugh. And
Yeah,
when you get Abe drunk and get a few more things in him, he's the best person to hang around.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, definitely that night. For people that went to this camping trip, I'm definitely gonna reveal some of it, but not the whole thing. We were playing beer darts, and at one point we're like, what if we just darted each other? Because
it was more of what if we just darted to Abe?
it was more like that. And they were like, and then I'm like, how much money y'all got? And then people are like $7, $10, $12, and I was
were a prostitute.
I was definitely I was prostitute at one point out, and I was just at that right like sweet level of like buzzed, where I just didn't care what was happening to me. I was just making money. So people just started throwing darts at me. And
you could have made a lot more money that
I
night.
could have made a lot more money if I was more greedy, but I didn't. And I got darted, what, 4 times?
More than that.
It was, no, but the ones that actually hit.
Oh, I guess.
The ones that
yeah,
actually
probably
hit
like
were 4.
or
Only
5.
4. 5, yeah, because the Oh yeah, the one right here.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
man,
you
that
got-
was crazy. I think the first one to throw it was Jayden. He was like so nervous the whole time. He's like, because he didn't want to hit me, and he hit my thigh meat instead.
What was I? No, I was supposed to hit you.
You
I
were
was supposed to hit
hit-
the inside of your belly button.
Yeah, you were supposed to hit the inside of my belly button, but you went and it got the thigh meat instead. And I was like,
Yeah.
ah.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
That was such a fun trip.
It was.
And then I almost got dragged away by the river. Then golfing was super fun. And then what was it that we did? The burn and rally, or what is it? The
Burn and rally.
not burn and rally, the lake and rally, the drink and rally where we got into the lake.
I don't know what you're talking
Rally
about.
cap.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't think of it for a
Oh,
second.
you're talking about bobbing.
Bobbin.
Okay.
The-
Yeah, we would bob in the lake. That
Yes.
was fun.
Okay, tell them what it is. That way they know what we're talking about.
I don't know. So one of our friends, his name is Bruce Willis. He made this game, or not a game. It was more of like I guess it was a game where we would go inside of this a bunch of drunk, ignorant, just boys, just would get in this running river in the middle of the night and bob for a beer. It's probably the dumbest thing we've ever could have done in our lives.
It was
Because
so much fun.
anybody that just got swept away was donezo. We were
Yeah.
all gonzo, and
No,
there was
literally,
there was no saving.
They were like, Abe, if you do this, you're probably gonna get swept away. And not even 5 seconds later, I almost did.
He almost did. And it was scary. But our friend, one of our other friends, Commando,
He came in clutch.
he came in, no, but he did come in clutch, but he almost went too.
He almost went too, but he was
Actually,
holding.
yeah, he was the one that was holding
He was
you.
holding me. He was holding me the whole time.
That was a crazy night.
So, anyways, keep telling them about the rally. The
But no,
Bob
I mean,
rally.
that's it. I mean, you just turn your hat and stuff. We don't need to go too deep
no,
into
no.
it.
Let's go a little deep.
What do you
We go shirtless, and we're like in our shorts. You know.
Yeah, no, we would get into the river and like shotgun the beer.
Yeah. It was so much
It got crazy.
It's okay, but the way that we're explaining it now is because we're normal. We're not like hyped up. We don't have our boys here. We're not rallying. But come on, when you're camping and you're just out there with your friends, you know the excitement. Like anything, you just hype anything up. You know.
You do hype anything up. Anything is fun with your boys.
Remember when our homie Cody set up the tent with his car?
Oh yeah,
We were just hyping the crap out of that.
we were. It was sick. Anything with. That's why you need like a good group of boys. You know, they're just gonna.
I feel sad for the people that don't have a good group of boys.
But there's people out there that actually like don't have like friends.
There is, and I just look at them and I just think, what's wrong with them?
That dude. I mean, I feel like most of them have to be super. I don't even call it introverted. We can go back to that like depressed. You know.
You know what it is though? If we talk to like 100 normal people from Utah, we're the weird ones
We are the weird ones.
because we have not only a really close group of friends and
But a big group.
big group, but we've known each other a long time.
We have.
And then to them, they're like, wow, you guys still hang out even after high school, even after like when you guys graduate? Like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And so to them, we're the weird ones. We're a commodity. We're an exception.
We are. Yeah. But I feel that the main reason why is because Utah has this Mormon culture again, and it kind of like the parents growing up kind of tell you that you need to get a wife fast, get a family fast, and do all these things super fast so that you can kind of like, that's how you are successful in Utah. You know what I mean? Like when you get that family and you have kids and you have a good job, that's when you're successful. And
Yeah, but I mean, even like for example, we went to dinner today with one of our friends. Actually, our sound producer. He invited us over to a family dinner, and I feel like the people that we grew up with, the people that raised us, they also raised us with the value of friends. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I've seen his family and they're really close. They have really a lot of family friends too. Your family probably has a lot of family friends. I know my stepdad, he has a bunch of bros with him. He has his boys.
Yeah.
They're not as beautiful or as young or even as sober as us, but they're there for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So really we kind of lucked out with our values and kind of lucked out with the people we grew up with, you know, because the people that raised us just kind of taught us and raised us to think like, yes, family is everything, family's important, but your bonds and your connections that you make in life are also important.
Yeah, but still, there's not like a lot of people that like have friends. Like, oh shoot, when I talk to people, I mean, there's like the party group that has friends. You know what I mean? Like the people that go out and party, they all have friends, but the people that actually like just are like doing life things, they usually don't have like a good group of friends. It's usually just more of like one or two people. But our group is so like big. Like there's always like someone to hang out with.
We have a
There's always
diversity.
someone that's diverse, or like even the people that are not around us a lot. When we all come together, it's like we're still the best buds, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But then there's like the main group that I probably see like at least almost every day.
I have a group like that. We both have the same group, I'm not gonna lie, that we not just see every day. We talk to on the regular. We text. Like, you guys are my family, and in that group that we're talking about are probably the only ones that I share my location with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the deepness of us. Like, it's more like, yes, they're my friends. They're my brothers, but they're literally part of my family. They're in my unit. When I think of a beaches resort vacation, I'm including all of us in that. You know, something like that.
But then there's the people that don't have friends, and I've never like put myself in those people's shoes that aren't able to like connect to other people because they're so, I don't want to use the word depressed, but I would say like sad, like in their head, like they feel like something's wrong with them, or they don't like want to like go out, or they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. And that's when it comes back to like this whole thing where it's like, what if depression is just like in your head and you just make yourself feel like that?
There's a saying that, because you know, religious people believe in heaven and earth, right?
Right.
That
And earth?
heaven and earth and hell and all that stuff.
Okay.
My bad. It's been a long day. My bad. But anyways, they believe in the afterlife, but then they say the same. There's like a group of religious people that believe that there is no hell after you die. Hell is what you create here on this life during this prime. So in kind of thinking in that mindset, what if depression is not like a clinical disease or anything like that?
But it's hell.
But it's literally your own hell that you're creating. You know, you're literally your own prison, your own mental like Fort Knox that you're creating for yourself. And you're just you're not doing anything about it. You know, because when people like that think about that, this world's our own hell, they look at it like, oh, then I'm going to make my world not hell. If you kind of think of like the same thing with depression, there are some people that will say, oh, I want to make sure my depression's cleared up. But there's other people that just can't see it like that, and they stay stuck.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of an interesting point of view, I guess, on how to view things like that. I've definitely, I know clinical depression is real, but I hate the way that we're treating it. I don't like the antidepressants route at all. I think medication and medicating yourself is just another excuse for drug use, if I'm being honest. Like, if you're using drugs, don't use drugs. But if you're using drugs, might as well just use other stuff. Don't do antidepressants, you know?
I mean, with any drugs, I feel like when you take a drug because of a reason, that's when you get addicted.
Yeah. And so
Instead of just like having fun with the drugs, that's when you get addicted. Like
that's
a
when
lot
you
of
become
people.
you have a crutch now. You have something that you
So if you're
use to
sad, then
support
you shouldn't
yourself.
use any drugs
True. I don't like antidepressants.
or anything. Like if
Anything
you're
like
sad
that.
and you smoke weed, every time you're sad, you're gonna want to smoke weed.
Because I mean, weed
And
is a
that's-
depressant, or if you're sad and you drink, you're making yourself even more sad because alcohol is a depressant. You know, they have that chemical compound in our brains to make us relax or loosen more down. But if you're already depressed, it's just making you even more depressed.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when you only got to do it. Like, big thing about drugs is you only should do them when you're happy. You shouldn't want to do them when you're
all
sad.
the time either.
All the time. Like, alcohol, I mean, this is what I've been thinking because I've stopped drinking. Alcohol should be only a celebration, and a celebration for the big wins. Because if you celebrate little wins, you're only going to little win. But if you only drink when you do something big or
Like an accomplishment.
or like something like the next time I drink will probably be New Year's, just because that's big. Like making it through another year, dude, that's like making it through a year is awesome.
The next time we drink is when we're getting sponsored by Aviation Gin.
By something,
Like a Happy Dads.
Manscaped, Happy Dad. Like that'll be
That'd
the
be a
next time
celebration.
I celebrate. That will be the next time I black out or back.
No, that's a good mindset because
You know?
people just kind of use that too much. Especially, I've dealt with in my life with personal people just being functioning alcoholics, and I hate saying that word because there's no such thing as a functioning alcoholic. Even if, you're drunk and you're able to do stuff like a human, kudos for you. But that's really sad that you need to be inebriated every day just to live your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely, I agree with that sentiment 100%. I don't like the anti-anxiety route or the antidepressant route at all because there was one time in my life when, this is when I was still living at home and I had to become the man of the house for a bit. This is when I didn't have my stepdad, I didn't have my grandpa, my mom was sick, my grandma was even sicker. It was literally me and the house of 8. And I had to help run because my grandpa had a stroke. So I had to help him take the physical therapy. I had to help take care of the house, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. One day I fell from the stairs from my grandma's house. But my grandma's like, why did you fall? And I'm like, I don't know. And then from what happened was my sister saw me pass out. And it was like, and then so I got diagnosed with high anxiety, high stress. The doctors gave me the medication and everything. And it was okay for a bit. I wouldn't say that it was bad.
Yeah.
But then one day I forgot to take my pill. And it was really scary how I was thinking. Like, just not even scary how I was thinking. It was really scary how I felt.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like if you take it, you're taking it for life, or you're taking it for however long you're prescribing it. Because if you don't, you start thinking very scary thoughts, very scary feelings, all this stuff. The good thing about me though is the day that I forgot to take it was a day that I was hanging out with all my bros. So I was able to deal with my stress a different way. But if I was by myself, I probably would have killed myself. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty deep, bro.
That is it's a scary thought. It's just, and then that's when I started realizing.
I don't think because of one day you would have thought that far.
I was thinking it already. It was a scary, because I mean, I don't know how everyone else's brain thinks, but I don't think about suicide all the time. I
don't think I've ever thought about it.
Maybe even before that, I would think about suicide like as a, and maybe just for like half a second, you know? But when I missed the pill that day, the idea started seeming really enticing, if that makes sense.
That's insane,
That's
bro.
crazy, right? And so I didn't like how that made me feel. So that's why, thankfully, I was hanging out with my friends. And otherwise, I don't know what could have happened. I'm not saying that I would have killed myself for sure, but I definitely would have been in a very weird spot.
Yeah.
So really, it just depends. All I gotta say I'm not trying to tell stories or anything. All I'm trying to say is try to find your root. Try to find what helps you. If it's something gym, because a lot of studies show that exercising and just moving your bodies,
Cold showers,
anything like that, helps with your mood so much.
Yeah,
just even taking a walk outside and breathing in fresh air helps your mood dramatically. or
Just don't stay. My biggest thing is just don't stay content.
Don't.
Being content is where you get lazy,
where
and
you
I
get-
feel like a huge sign of like depression or whatever is when you get too lazy. Once you get too lazy, you get in your head and you get in that space where you're like, oh, maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I don't do this. Maybe I don't do this. Go hit the gym. Go take a cold shower. Go run. Go do something.
Go hit us.
Exercise
hit
your
us up.
brain.
If you don't have friends, like I was gonna say go hit up a friend of yours, but those people that don't have friends, hit us up. Hit us up on our podcast. Something. Just do something
I'm always
different.
down to meet new people.
Always down. But just don't stay content like Jayden was saying, because that is where you can lose your life.
But anyways, to get this back, let's kind of bring it back up because we were getting a little sad there. Now, Abe, I'm glad you got through it. I'm glad you're
nothing
good. You know what I mean?
nothing's sad
But
or anything. It was just I'm just saying that I'm really glad I went through it too, and
it built you as a person.
it definitely did.
Everything you go through builds you as a person.
And so I'm able to talk about this to other people that they having a hard time.
Yeah.
So all I gotta say is do something, change. Don't change yourself, but change something about your environment, because that will so much help your life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's another? I mean, on a positive note, back to the original question, like who, when we first started the podcast, who would I meet, and if I was in a room, who would I go up to first in a room that if the room's filled with everyone that I've ever met? I said my dad. I also said her. I said my bully.
Are you sad today? You're staying on the sad.
I'm not staying on a sad
shit
vibe
today. You
I'm
said
just-
to bring it back, another sad because I don't have a dad. I miss her. I need.
No,
her.
I didn't say.
No, you did say that.
I said those were the people that I said.
I know, but you're
But
bringing
now-
it back. You said on a good note.
But I want to do on a
sad.
good note. I want to do on a good note, like for a person, another person, like a good like on a good note person, someone I go up to first would most likely be my one of my teachers from like 6th grade, Miss
That
Gibbs.
sounds horrible.
She was fun. She was
Really?
super cool. She was super awesome. Another one's like my childhood best friend from Cali.
Yeah.
I miss that dude. His name's Hector. We used to like play Game Boy all the time. It was, I'm trying to. I was going on a positive note. You just let me. You have to let me get there, bro.
Yeah, but you brought it back to sadness.
Okay, my bad.
You brought the sadness back to sadness.
I didn't mean to bring back the sadness.
Because the question was kind of sad. Like if you were to go into that's like a sad question. Like of course you're gonna go to the person that you want to talk to the most, right?
Yeah.
Like that you miss.
I also miss good people.
But all the good people in your life right now are still with
In
you
my
for
life,
a
for
reason.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're not gonna bring some sad person in your life right now. So all the good people are still there, and if they're gone, see, even like that, like if you were to bring if one of your grandparents passed away or something, you wanted to see them and you
For
wanted
sure.
to talk to them.
Yeah.
But that's still on the sad note, bro.
Okay.
You just brought it back to a sad note. Let's talk about the club life. How about that? How about we bring it
Talk
up?
about the club life.
Talk about the club life.
Are we qualified to talk about the club life?
I mean the part. I feel like we're pretty qualified to talk about the club life, at least somewhat. I mean we've done what we could.
I mean, we are
the
in Salt
club
Lake,
life.
so we can't do a lot anyways.
We can't, but
I guess we have done everything there is to do downtown.
I'm talking about more of outside of Salt Lake, I guess.
Oh, okay. So what clubs have we even gone then?
Have you gone much on outside of Utah vacation with friends? Every time we invite you, you for some reason can't go.
Oh, okay. First of all, that's not every time, but like the times when you guys went to Vegas and Miami, something definitely happened. But no, I've been partying outside of Utah a couple times. Not a lot, because whenever I did go, I wouldn't be going with you guys. I'd be going with a smaller tier group of friends,
Yeah.
And they're not as crazy as we are,
Yeah.
I guess the one time I did party was when I went to Chicago.
Really?
I got to experience the downtown club life in there when I was 16, 17, because I was staying with my cousins.
They let you in the clubs over there?
Oh yeah. Well, they knew 3 of the bouncers.
That's sick.
They knew them how we know people.
Yeah.
Like they saw them, they're like, oh, Adan, or because my cousins were named Adan and Alexis.
Yeah.
And so they'd be like, oh, Adan, or hey, Alexis, what's up? Like, no need ID. Like they let us in, we bought liquor. It was crazy. Round ones, we would be drinking beers and bowling and stuff. It was clubbing in Chicago is fun, but expensive. If you think clubbing here in Utah is expensive, no.
Clubbing here in Utah is not expensive at all.
No, but let's say that, like, I'm talking like on those nights that you do go all out. Like you're buying everyone drinks. Like, remember that
You'll probably, dude, I guess a good club in Utah, you'll probably spend like $1,000.
Yeah. See, remember that one time we went to Exchange?
Yeah.
And then that person spent like $1,000, almost like $1,500.
Yeah, he's probably spent a little more.
He's buying but like around that, right?
And
that is to have an average night in Chicago. That's how much.
that is definitely having.
That's how much you have to spend.
You probably pay that much to get inside of a
to
club.
get inside of a club. And then my cousins were telling me to have like a crazy experience. Like when we were having the crazy experiences here,
Yeah.
it's like 10 grand. It's like 12 grand.
Yeah.
You start talking in like the grands. Well, if you think about it, Chicago is like one of those cities. It's
Chicago and like Atlanta and like all these
New
Miami,
York, Miami,
they're big
LA.
party states.
They're
for
big
sure.
party states for sure. So they have, Avi, they're going to have a lot of exclusivity. I didn't get to go to any of those clubs. I was on the list because we were hanging out in Chicago and I totally forgot that I was going to leave a day earlier. I thought I was going to leave a day later. And so Adan's friends, my cousin's friends, were able to hook it up and they got us on the waiting list for, it was one of those like really fancy like clubs that didn't even have a name on the door.
Yeah.
It was just one of those like the red door or whatever,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the blue door.
Yeah.
It was some bullshit like that. And I'm like, whoa, how did you even get on the list? And then he's like, oh, my dad used to do plumbing for the owner. So he just gives us on the list. You know, stuff like that. And we were drinking and pre-gaming everything at homie's house. And then my flight was literally at 4 a.m. I had to go home. I was so sad.
That sucks.
I know. And then they were like, sorry. And they went and they had a great time. And then you're not going to believe who showed up. Kanye.
No way.
This was the summer that Life of Pablo dropped, that I went to Chicago. And he was promoting his album. And he goes to Chirac a lot. He loves Chi-Town. And so he was at that club. And my friend,
missed it.
I definitely missed it because my cousin literally texted me because he's a diehard Kanye. I don't know how he is now, but back in the day, he was a diehard Kanye West fan. And he literally almost died.
That's not good.
I know. It was cool. It was exciting. So definitely Chicago is one of those crazy places I've partied at. LA, I partied at when I worked in eBay. I went there for a week to stay there and work there for a week. But every night I'd go out to the clubs. Well, because everything was paid for, and then we had a company card.
You just spent the company card?
Oh, fuck yeah. I was only like 20 or 19 at the time. And then my boss comes in after the trip, and he's all like, it looks like you ordered Heineken and Pabst to your room. I did. And they're like, are you 21? For the sake of this conversation, I am. And he just started laughing at me. He's like, well, they won't know your age, but I'm not going to tell them even if they ask me either. And so it was just kind of, it was fun. San Jose was definitely cool. Very bougie though. Very.
You know what's different inside of different like states is like the hookup culture that I realized.
Yeah.
When I was like up in Reno, the hookup culture was crazy because you would be, at least in Utah, the hookup culture here is like nothing. Like there's not really a lot of like go to the club and you're leaving with someone. Mm-hmm. Just because the standpoint or like it's back to that like culture that we have in Utah that many people don't really hook up. It's more of like they go to a club and they have fun, which is amazing. But in other clubs, what I would experience is I would actually usually go home with someone sometimes. When we would go out on the weekends, I was like taking someone home. Like most of those girls outside of Utah were almost wanting to like go home or something like that. Not their priority, but they definitely wanted that at the end of the night, you know? And at the end of the night, or you would even leave early from the club with a girl. Like if you weren't leaving early from the club with a girl, your boys were leaving early with the club and you were doing a walk of shame, leaving like you were leaving the club alone because your boys were going home with a girl. And at the time, my boys were, you know, all the boys that I was up there with were all good looking guys. So most of them were going home with girls. And it would be like me and like maybe some other guy go home alone or like.
Oh, was this during sales?
It was.
Nice.
But the good thing is like I eventually like kind of realized like that's a culture, and I would like finally like join in and be like, okay, well I'm either like I'm flighting or I'm dying here, you know, like I gotta get someone home or I'm dying. So sometimes I do a little low blow and take probably not like, you know, probably like a 5 or 6, but
hey,
at the end of the day,
I was taking someone home.
I wasn't taking that
home.
L. There was a good amount where I would take like, you know, a really pretty girl home. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole point is like the hookup culture was so crazy out there because girls would actually want to be taken home. And it was like almost that they would like maybe not even want to hook up, but you could actually get to know someone out there. Unlike here, I go to these clubs and I wouldn't say the girls are snotty or whatever, but they just don't really care to get to know you.
Yeah.
You know?
Or they really don't want to know you at all.
They don't.
They don't care about getting to know anyone. All they're there for is to listen to good music and get drunk.
And get drunk and have fun.
Yeah.
But then there's also the guys that are going out there and buying them drinks and all this stuff, you know, and it's like, I wonder, I haven't really talked to, like, I talked to my boys, but most of my boys don't even really do the hookup culture. Most of my boys are super, like, they want a girlfriend and stuff, which is super cool. And I've kind of joined that wave. I used to be, like, out of, you know, used to just be me and Abe that would go out and all do all
But
this
now
random
it's
stuff.
like, I mean, we still go out, but we're both much older now. We're not as dumb.
We don't really care about that anymore.
We don't care about that anymore because we had our fun. We did
have our fun, but
we've
it's
had
still,
so many
it's like,
years of it.
It's still nice to go to a club and meet someone new.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like I can't even do that anymore because they don't really care.
They have that mentality that they're not going to give you a chance, like
I
right
don't know
away.
if it's that, maybe I don't know, but it's more of like they're just there for a certain reason and not the other reason,
And so
Like,
they don't care for
really
the others.
At least this is from what I am seeing. Maybe it's totally different. Maybe they are, but from what I see, they don't really want to get to know some guy. You know what I mean? They're there to have fun and get drunk.
No, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of that too. That they really don't care about getting to know anyone. Honestly,
Which is probably why good thing to have a girlfriend in Utah. 'Cause they're not going out there to, talk to guys.
I mean, unless the ones that they are, you never know. Because
Oh, shoot.
I mean, we all know there's a couple girls in Utah that are not perfect. That they're not daddy's little girl.
Yeah,
they're daddy's little girl.
That's very true. That's very true.
But man, no, it's just the hookup culture is insane here. It has a lot of influences from people. I feel like when you go to a club and you're trying to hook up, like everyone that's there that is like dancing or flirting or whatever, those hookups were already decided before the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
it was already decided even before the club, even before they went.
I definitely agree with that.
So I definitely have to
Usually,
try Reno for sure. I have to go.
You do have to try. You have to try it anywhere else. Vegas will for sure, like huge pop-in towns will for sure be hard.
We have to go to Miami.
That will be absolutely, that's crazy. You have to be like famous to even talk to a girl in Miami.
Well, that's why we're doing the podcast.
That's true. But that's a whole different ballpark. Like Miami, Vegas,
Atlanta,
York,
Georgia.
Georgia, all these places probably like, they're more like about the status. But if you go to somewhere like Reno or like some random place in Arizona, some random place in like Nashville, some random place where it's like
Seattle
Seattle will be cool. Seattle will be like super liberal out there. So I don't know how.
What's wrong with liberal? I mean, I can play along with the
Did you just
alphabet
ask me
gang
that
every now
question?
and then. LGBT, whatever bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'll say I'll support it. I'll wear the rainbow on, and then once I'm done fucking them, dit, whatever. All right, cool. Fuck faggots. Just right
Jeez,
afterwards.
dude.
Okay, I won't be that
That is
savage.
harsh.
I won't be that savage, but I'll be like, okay, cool. Like you're telling me about this policy that I don't really care about.
That's it. Just won't be as fun. The
I
liberals
definitely.
will be
I mean,
super
the action will be fun. Everything else, like when they talk, won't be fun.
You'll just be You'll
Boring.
just be caring about a lot of stories. You'll just be carrying someone's feelings the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, as long as she can carry it in my mouth, I don't care.
very true. As long as she can suck dick, I guess it's okay, huh?
Yeah, that's all. That's all that matters. Liberal, conservative, third party,
As long as she can
eco-friendly.
suck dick, she's
like as long as she knows how to.
As long as she has
how to
three
eat
holes
a proper
and
sausage.
likes Abe.
As long as she has 3 holes and likes Abe, honestly. But if she can eat a sausage without biting the sausage. I'm okay with that.
You're fucked up, bro. You know that?
I'm not.
I would never go to Seattle to find a girl. That would be the
Why
absolute
not?
worst place.
Have you not seen how? Like, dude, I was watching.
No,
this.
my girls live in like Nashville. And
Nah,
like,
bro. I
like
used,
Louisiana. Like
I used
like
to see
those
this
little
girl
hit
on
girls.
like in Seattle. She had dreads, and then she was just covered in tattoos.
She's probably. I don't know. Why would you even want to talk to a girl like that?
I've always wanted to do a hippie, I guess.
She probably made you work for it way too hard.
She did, like, nothing happened between us. Like, we didn't even talk. She just moved there, like, after high school. But,
Sounds awful.
it was, but it is what it is.
Hippies are cool. I mean, that
I'd be down to do a hippie.
huge. I like hippies because of the whole like thing that we kind of were talking about earlier with I'm trying to think of the spiritual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the spiritual stuff hippies do, and I feel like a lot of the hippies are super happy with their lives. Like, there's not really, like, if you think of a hippie, you don't think of a sad hippie. You think of a happy hippie.
Well, anyone can have that mentality, honestly. Hippies aren't really like a trope or anything. They're just people that live off the land, and all of them have one thing in common.
Drugs.
So all of them have 2 things in common. Okay. Never mind, 2 things. So the second thing they have in common is that they don't regret anything they do in their lives. They don't regret it.
That's true.
Once they
live off
commit
of that.
something, they live by it, and they are happy. That's why, because they choose to
They
not
live off of that, like, peace, love.
Yeah, they
positivity.
just choose not to ever do an action that will make them regret it.
That's true.
And that's what we should always, I like that. We should have that mentality too, that we should always just never do an action that we're going to regret.
I could see you be a hippie.
I don't know if I could be a hippie, but I'd be a hippie slayer.
You could be a crystal boy.
Let's not even get into that. Crystals and stuff and money spells.
You do that. You do that shit.
No, I don't.
You look like you do.
Why would you say that?
Just because I know the girls that you're into are for sure.
Oh, the girls that I'm into.
Well, just like I feel like a girl can make you a crystal boy.
She can't make me a crystal boy because I was.
You already are.
No.
Oh.
I was. I forgot what code name I used for my ex-girl last time.
Just say another name.
Callie. That's the name I used.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
she tried to turn me into a crystal boy so much. Like,
But you would have.
I did for a bit, but
Yeah, see?
I just feigned in ignorance, like
Yeah.
I feigned entrance until I was able to bang her entrance. Anyways, but all we got to say is keep up that mentality. Don't
Live like a hippie.
live like a hippie. Those are
Live peace, love, positivity, baby.
peace, love, and positivity, baby. That's all we want to say.
Start journaling.
Start
I wanna
journaling, cold
more.
shower, start doing whatever you need to change you and get you out of this.
Absolutely.
And so that's all I wanted to say. Honestly, that's all I wanted to leave it at. I wanted us to leave it on a positive note that no matter how lonely or however less support you think you don't have, there's always support. There's always people. There's always like this podcast. Just listen to it, and you can definitely you'll know that you're not alone because you'll feel us, and we're always there.
You think we can help everybody?
Not everyone, just everyone that wants help.
I guess that's a big thing why we're actually like doing this though, is just to talk to people. We haven't once we get our own studio, we'll be way more uncensored. But as of right now, we're using someone else's studio,
And so we have to be
can't
respectful.
as uncensored as we want to be. But this podcast will definitely be the
I
uncensored.
mean, we
We're
got
more
there.
like,
I definitely said some
yeah, you definitely
uncensored,
said some uncensored
this
stuff.
time for
But
sure.
It's been way. What he just said has been way more uncensored than we have been. I definitely want to get way more uncensored eventually.
Eventually, we'll get there. Don't worry.
And that's why we're kind of like doing this,
we have to take it one step at a time, hammer it out.
We do.
But we'll get that red band trailer on us.
We will. And that's when we want to fit like a huge target where we're just living that like uncensored life again. Because that's the life you should live. You should live a happy, uncensored life and not be scared of the cancel culture or the people being able to just be you is kind of what this Uncensored Bros is for.
Being able to express you without hiding yourself, without trying to censor yourself, without trying to cover anything, without trying to block it out. We also are like that. So that's why we do this podcast, is because we have a lot of uncensored topics and we just want to release them all. We just want to just say them out without anyone having an issue with us.
Yeah. Everybody should live uncensored. That's the thing with the world now is everything's just so censored and so blocked. And you would expect with this internet thing that nothing would be censored and we could everybody. I mean, Twitter's amazing. I'm not on Twitter, but Twitter's amazing. It's just so uncensored and so much freedom of speech. And that's literally like what the human race should be, is we should just positively, like you should be very uncensored positively, because you can't hide in this stupid little bubble that whatever is trying to happen is we're just getting a bubble around us, and they're trying to make you a different person and you're being censored for it. You can't say anything you want. You can't do anything you want. You can't, I mean, you shouldn't do anything you want. You should be like a good human. And I feel like people will be better humans if they start like almost being uncensored. If they start being their true selves, they'll definitely like be more positive and outgoing and live the life that you just should live instead of just hiding.
We don't want any like blankets or masks here. We want you to reveal yourself always. We want you to always show us your true form. No smoke and mirrors, no illusions, nothing like that. We want the uncensored, the unfiltered. We want all that right here for us. That's why we did it. That's why we called ourselves the Uncensored Bros.
Absolutely.
Because we have real conversations. Those real ones that happen every day, like you.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys couldn't tell, we tried to dim the lights. We tried to get a little bit more,
Sunday night slow jams for you, baby. But we will get our own studio pretty soon. We're still borrowing one, but no, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much to our producers and everyone that keep supporting us. Watch our YouTubes, watch our TikToks. Keep on, because we're gonna keep doing this as long as you let us.
I mean, even if then, I'm gonna keep doing it. This is what I love right now. So
this is I honestly love. Look, this is like the best thing I always look forward to.
Yeah, at the end of the week for sure.
The end of the week is like, because there's always a good time afterwards. I always feel great after. I always feel good. I feel connected to the.
It's because you talk. We talk our feelings out.
We talk our feelings out, and we talk to people that listen to us. And so,
absolutely.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. We love you.
We love you guys. And like Abe said, make sure you guys go follow us on everything. We really want to keep doing this and have fun with everybody. So make sure you guys go follow us on everything and tell us what you want to hear. Like we don't get very much, like too much feedback. We get a lot from our friends, but if you're on TikTok or something and you just like see this randomly, just like put in there like what you like to hear about. If it's like crime, if it's like sex, if it's music, if it's the house, if it's the people, just put something down there. I want to hear like what people actually want to hear about and stuff, uncensoredly.
Yeah, and also tell us what you want to see too.
Exactly. Maybe we could do something fun. Maybe we could do something exciting. Well, for sure. Hopefully do some vlogs soon and stuff. But anyways, thank you guys, and I wish you guys a successful rest of the year.
Successful rest of the year.
Thank you.
Sunday night slow jams, baby.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share.
And make sure y'all tune in next week before I catch your mom looking fine as hell on a Taco Tuesday.